Hello students, today we are going to discuss chapter 4 Heat. Heat is a form of energy flowing from one body of matter to another spontaneously due to their temperature difference. Characteristics of heat: heat always transforms from one body of higher temperature to body of lower temperature, or heat flows spontaneously from a hotter body to a cooler body. Hot and cold. Hot and cold. In our daily life, we come across a number of objects. Some of them are hot and some of them are cold. Example: tea is a hot and ice is cold. Some objects are hotter than others and some are colder than others. We often decide which object is hotter than the other by touching the objects. We cannot always rely on our sense of touch to decide how hot or how cold an object is. The hotness of an object is measured by its temperature. When we add heat to body, motion of its particle increases. When we remove heat from body, motion of its particle decreases. Temperature. Temperature is a measure of the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. The temperature of something tells us how hot or cold something is. Effect of heat. When body is heated, various types of physical and chemical change take place. Physical changes: change in temperature. On adding heat to body, its temperature increase. On removal of heat from body, its temperature decrease. Change of state: on addition or removal of heat to or from body, there is change in state of body. Example: change of ice to water on addition of heat, etc. Thermal expansion. The phenomenon of expansion of matter on heating is called thermal expansion. Chemical changes on heating: reactant. Many case chemical change takes place. Measurement of temperature. Temperature is measured by a device called thermometer. Temperature is measured in degrees. Temperature is measured on two scales, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Degree Celsius is the symbol for the Celsius scale. Degree Fahrenheit F is the symbol of the Fahrenheit for the Fahrenheit scale. The Fahrenheit scale is the most popular in the United States. Celsius scale is most commonly used in the Canada. Thermometer. Thermometer is an instrument that is used to measure temperature. Measurement of temperature. There are three scales of measurement of temperature. These are degree Celsius, degree Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. On the Celsius scale, the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius, where its boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So, this scale is calibrate from 0 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. On the Fahrenheit scale, the freezing point of water is 32 degree Fahrenheit, whereas its boiling point is 212 degree Fahrenheit. So, this scale is calibrated from 32 degree Fahrenheit to 212 degree Fahrenheit. Conversion of Celsius scale into Fahrenheit scale. Degree F is equal to degree C plus bracket 9 upon 5 plus 32. Conversion of Fahrenheit scale into Celsius scale. Degree Celsius equal to degree Fahrenheit minus 32 bracket into 5 upon 9 plus 5 upon 9. Conversion of Celsius scale into Kelvin scale. Degree Kelvin is equal to degree Celsius per 273.15. Clinical thermometers. The thermometers that measures the temperature of our body is called clinical thermometer. This is the diagram of clinical thermometer. Construction of clinical thermometer. A clinical thermometer has a long narrow glass tube. It has a bulb at one end containing mercury. It has a scale called Celsius scale marked in degree C, degree Celsius. A clinical thermometer reads temperature from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. The clinical thermometer has a small kink constriction near the bulb to prevent the mercury level from falling down. The normal temperature of the human body is 37 degrees Celsius. Reading clinical thermometer. Wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution. Hold it firmly and give it a few strokes to bring the level of mercury below 35 degrees Celsius. Then place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue. After 1 minute, take out the thermometer and note the reading. This will be your body temperature. Digital thermometers. Digital or electronic thermometers are preferred over conventional mercury thermometer. Digital thermometers are easy to read because it gives LCD display of the temperature of the person. They are also mercury free. Laboratory thermometer. A laboratory thermometer has a long narrow glass tube. It has a bulb at one end containing mercury. It has a scale marked in degrees Celsius. The range of a laboratory thermometer is generally from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Measuring temperature with a laboratory thermometer. Take some tap water in a beaker. Dip the thermometer in the water so that the bulb of the thermometer does not touch the bottom or the sides of the beaker. Hold the thermometer vertically. The mercury level rises. Wait till the level of mercury becomes steady. Note the level of mercury. This will be the temperature of the water. Transfer of heat. Transfer of heat. Heat flows from a body at a higher temperature to a body at a lower temperature. This is called transfer of heat. Heat is transferred in three different ways. They are conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction. Conduction is the process by which heat is transferred in solids from the hotter end to the colder end. Activity. Take an iron or aluminium rod or strip. Fix a few wax pieces on at equal distances. Clamp the rod to a stand. Heat the other end of the rod. The wax pieces begin to melt and fall down from the heated end. This shows that heat is transferred from the hotter end to the colder end by conduction. Conduction. Transfer of heat through direct contact occurs anytime at objects at different temperatures are touching each other. As long as the objects are in contact, transfer of heat will continue until the temperature of the object is the same. For example, if you leave a metal spoon in a pan of soup that you are heating on the stove, it may burn your fingers. The spoon is in direct contact with the hot soup and heat is transferred to the spoon. Conductors and insulators. Conductors are material which allow heat to pass through them easily. Example, iron, aluminium, copper, etc. Insulators are materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily. Example, wood, plastic, glass, rubber, air, water, etc. Now convection. Convection is the process by which heat is transferred in liquids and gases from the hotter part to the colder part. Take some water in a round bottom flask, keep it on a tripod stand, put a crystal of potassium permanganate in it, heat it with a burner. The water at the bottom becomes hot and rises up, and the cold water from the top moves down. This water becomes hot and rises up, and cold water from the top moves down, and the process continues till all the water gets heated. This shows that heat is transferred by convection. The transfer of energy in a liquid or gas. When part of a gas or liquid heated, the particles it is made up of move faster and spread out more. The moving particles bump into other particles, causing them to move faster and spread out more. Convection in air. The air near the heat source gets heated and rise up. The air from the sides move in to take its place. In this way, the air gets heated. If you keep one hand above the flame and one hand on the sides of the flame, the hand at the top feels hot because the air above is heated by convection. The hand at the sides does not feel as hot because there is no convection. Sea breeze and land breeze. Sea breeze. During the day, the land gets heated faster than the sea. So the air above the land gets heated, becomes hotter, and rises up, and cool air from the sea moves towards the land. This is called sea breeze. Land breeze. During the night, sea cools down slowly than the land. So the hot air above the sea rises up and cool air from the land moves towards the sea. This is called land breeze. Sea and land breeze, monsoons. Sea breeze. Air moves from the sea during the day. Land breeze. Air moves from the land at night. Now radiation. Radiation is the process by which heat is transferred from one place to another without the help of any medium. For example, the heat from the sun reaches the earth by radiation. When we sit near a fire, we feel warm due to the heat radiated by the fire. All hot bodies radiate heat. Heat from the sun. You can feel the sun warm your skin on a sunny day. This is because the energy causes the particles in your skin to move faster, is equal to more heat energy. Dark colored surfaces and the colored surfaces. Dark colored surfaces absorb more heat than light colored surfaces. Dark colored surfaces radiate more heat than the light colored surfaces. Kinds of clothes we wear in summer and winter. Dark colored surfaces absorb more heat than light colored surfaces. Dark colored surfaces radiate more heat than light colored surfaces. We wear dark colored clothes in winter because it absorbs more heat and keep us warm. We wear light colored clothes in summer because it reflects most of the heat and keeps us cool. We wear woolen clothes in winter because wool is a poor conductor of heat and the air in between the wool fibers prevents loss of heat from our body so we feel warm. This is a picture showing conduction, convection and radiation. Wind. Wind is the horizontal movement of air from an area of high pressure to lower pressure. There is uneven heating of earth that result in global wind pattern. Two types of wind. Local winds, global winds. Local winds are the winds that blow over short distances. Global winds are the winds that blow steadily from a specific direction over long distances. Wind is caused by difference in temperature and difference in pressure. Differences in temperature. Warm air rises. Warming air makes the molecules move faster and spread out. This makes the air less dense. Less dense air is light and will rise. Difference in temperature. Cold air sinks. Cooling air makes the molecules move slower and group together. This makes the air more dense. More dense air will shrink. Difference in pressure. Rising air creates low pressure. If air is lifted up, that means there is less air pushing down on earth. Sinking air creates high pressure. If air is sinking, then air is pushing down on the surface of earth with a high amount of pressure.